and welcome to English Through Experience. I'm ETETutor and this is the final video in our little analysis of Valentine, paying particular attention to the WJEC Eduqas question. So, I promised you I would share these little notes. Like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you in terms of what I'm asking for here. This is a real succinct version and it will definitely help in terms of your confidence. If you've got one of these, even though there's not a lot there for each poem, and a few notes, you're instantly going to feel a lot better. And then you can take this, take some selected quotations, which we've got here, and then just start writing your response. So we will look at this now. So context, we'd said that it was written in the modern day. It explores idealism versus the realism of love. It involves some analysis of materialism as well, and some, like we'd said, sort of ideas about modern rules in terms of relationships and marriage. And then in terms of themes, we can say that it presents a realistic love. She explores romantic love. We could say relationships, emotions. So it's all there, nice and easy, straightforward. You could maybe add in, if you wanted to be a bit more advanced, sort of like the commodification of love, materialistic love, love on the edge, so that would be more relating to this idea of different types of love, different sexualities. Then it is a language a little bit more easy, so we've got the fact that it's got this matter-of-fact, straightforward, honest tone that we could relate to a Scottish background or that working class background that we talked about as well. Obviously, not everybody from a working class background speaks like this. Not everybody who's Scottish is matter of fact and direct, but it's a possible interpretation that helps you to get your marks for AO3. We recognise that it's second person address, so it's written for that individual person, so we see that, don't we, in the words like you. I give you an onion, so it's talking directly to one person. We've got a repetition, so we had that refrain, didn't we, which makes it almost like a prayer, and this relates again to her sort of religious point of view, or the fact that she was raised Catholic, so she would have had some experience of being in church and of listening to a lot of prayers, so that's sort of come through in the written style as well. We could mention the imagery, the enjambment, which makes it prayer-like. We could think about that semantic field, so semantic fields of love that we mentioned, of violence. And then in terms of form, nice and easy, we'd said that it was open form, free verse, it's not a sonnet. Sometimes what it isn't can gain you more marks if you can handle it well, and that's because it's unconventional, to reflect her point of view about love and giving a realistic portrayal of love. We could also, within structure, we can mention those very short standalone stanzas and short sentences. But structure overall is sort of the journey that we're going through during the poem. Just show you those quick quotations that I'd pick to support my argument and give you some kind of justification. So I give you an onion. Good to have something that's early on. And I also imagine that I've got some examples, the non-traditional, the traditional symbols of love we've got there. We've got the non-traditional, got this one about the moon wrapped in brown paper. So we've got that metaphor there, haven't we? It's that comparison, but it's saying something is something else. So the onion is the moon. So we've got that metaphor. I've got just an alternate way of using that quote. So you could give the whole line, or you could just give that a list of those examples. Then when we're sort of learning more about why she's saying what she's saying and the truthfulness. Like I said, I think this is a key point in the poem that really explains her intentions and her point of view. And we see this more negative idea about what the onion is and the fact that it's sort of representing the obsessive nature of love, or that love can be obsessive and not go away. It can be controlling as well. So if we think back to her kind of her roots and outlook and her idea of exploring women's position in society, and the position of other marginalised groups. So we can see this idea of possessiveness and obsession, and just showing all the negative sides of love. We then get the mention of the wedding ring and this idea of being trapped and oppressed, and then this final sort of potential violence that we get right at the end there. So hopefully that has helped a little bit, and it's given you some ideas of how you can go about your revision, making sure that you are covering all these different things that the examiners are looking out for. If it's close to the exam and you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to sit and watch a load of videos like this, don't worry, because I'm not going to have time to make them. So we're all winning, but take what you can from it and try to create these poet profiles, and try to just make sure that all of these different cut out words, all the things we've been talking about, come really naturally to you as things you know you're going to want to talk about in the exam. The majority of these words we would be expecting to see in pretty much all of our students' responses. So I will leave it at that, and hopefully you can check out some of the other videos that will help you with this part of your studies. I've done some unseen poetry ones. Loads of people don't really seem to prepare for the unseen poetry because they don't know how to, so check those ones out and they should help. And yeah, best of luck with it all, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye for now.